To talk more about the Nuggets, Nick Kosmider of The Athletic joins us. All right, 3 straight losses. You heard Michael Malone say he doesn't want to make any excuses, so maybe we'll make them for him. How much have injuries and fatigue played a factor in their recent losing streak?
Well, yeah, it's funny, always coaches bring up what they're not going to make as an excuse as they're bringing it up. But he has a point. He mentioned there's a number of guys who already, with so much of the season left, who have already played a season high in minutes. Malik Beasley is one of those guys. Monte Morris is one of those guys. And those are 2 players who had to step into huge roles with injuries lately to Jamal Murray and Gary Harris. So I certainly think there is something to be said for having guys out. For a long time, they were winning with guys injured, but eventually that exacts a toll on a team, that's going through those injuries. And another thing, I think that, you saw last Saturday, when they beat Minnesota in Minnesota, and that was after beating Houston the night before. And I was there, and it was about as emotional of a regular season win as I've been around. They won in a place that they had lost out of the playoffs last year. They got Michael Malone the All-Star bid, and so it was a really celebratory kind of mood. And I think there was a little bit of natural, letting go of the rope. And so that's something that, coming back home 2 games before the All-Star break, they really have to tighten up, because you don't want to let all this good work that you've done slip in the last week before the All-Star break.
It was interesting to hear Michael Malone say today after practice, hey, if I could go back and do it all over again, I would take away that moment of that celebration in the locker room if I knew it was going to lead to 3 straight losses. A big part of what's gone on lately has been a lack of defense, or a slip in defense, to be sure. So what's going on that end of the floor?
Yeah, just really bad performances. As you mentioned, they're giving up more than 120 points per game during their last 3 games. Particularly in Detroit and Brooklyn, they gave up an average of 132. Just no kind of defensive effort to be found. And part of that goes into what we were just talking about. When you're missing, Paul Millsap is their best front court defensive player. Gary Harris is probably their best perimeter defensive player. He's missed a lot of time this year. And so, part of that is those guys missing. But I think, again, it's just a matter of having to refocus. Defense is so much about how hard you're willing to play, how engaged you're willing to be. And that's just something that they're going to have to rediscover, because as you know, at the beginning of the season, that's how they were making their hay. They started 9-1 because of an incredible defensive effort, and they got to get back to that if they're going to get to where they want to go.
The good news is that it appears help is on the way. Isaiah Thomas did some 5-on-5, limited 5-on-5 today in practice. What is his role going to be when he returns?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think that's something that everybody following this team, maybe even who plays on this team, is really eager to find out. Look, I mean, last game in Philadelphia on Friday night was a perfect example. Monte Morris, here's a guy who had scored at least 17 points in his last 5 games, only got 12 minutes in Philly. He's a guy you need on the court because of how well he's playing. Malik Beasley in the last 6 games is averaging 21 points a game, shooting 50% from 3. So who do you take off the court? Gary Harris is going to return eventually. We know Jamal Murray is the starting point guard. So it's going to be a delicate balance for Michael Malone to fit in a guy who, yes, 2017 finished 5th in MVP voting, but we haven't really seen him on the court since then. I imagine it will be a really slow reintegration process. Maybe he'll play Wednesday night, then he'll get the All-Star break to kind of maybe work with the team a little bit once they get back from the break, and then going forward he'll have a chance perhaps to work his way in slowly. But my guess is that it's going to be kind of a little bit by little bit, getting him back in there, getting him comfortable, and then just kind of seeing where it goes from there.
Some tough decisions for Michael Malone to make when it comes to that rotation, but I don't think anybody else in the Western Conference is feeling envious of his position, especially considering where the Nuggets sit right now and the help that is on the way. Nick, as always, man, appreciate you stopping by.